Loves, and welcome to Soul Search, and welcome back. Make sure you hit that like button. Y'all share this video out and subscribe and leave your comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this. This happened in Atlanta, of all places. Yes, Atlanta is not a real place, but it is a real place. I mean, come on, everything is real, right? So, a police officer in Atlanta crashed into someone's home. I mean, it happened. They crashed into someone's home. They lost control of a patrol car crashing into a home on Monday night. And it happened to set both the vehicle and the house on fire. So I got a couple of conflicting stories about not necessarily what happened, but maybe the outcome of the officer. It did look pretty bad. It did. And according to Deputy Chief Charles Hampton, the crash happened around 9:20 p.m. when the officer was responding to assist a fellow officer. Apparently, he was struggling with, uh, you know, someone else. And he's like, hey, I need help. He's kicking my butt. That's probably, what was going on there. So this officer was rushing to the scene. I mean, he was rushing, right? He wasn't taking his time. And he popped the curve and ran into someone's home. They don't say whether this was a medical emergency or, he just kind of, lost control. Or maybe he was distracted on the computer, on the phone. Hey, I don't know. There's all type of reasons why this could have happened, and they gave us none. I'm wondering if we're going to get an update on what caused this. Was he impaired in some way? It's not like it hasn't happened before. I guess we just have to find out. But I don't think that they're going to tell us, to be honest. Now, the Atlanta Fire Rescue was able to put both the fires out, the house fire, the car. They said in about 8 to 5 minutes. Oh, and they took them to Grady, of course. I mean, everybody goes to Grady now. Everybody was born in Grady for some reason. I don't know. Well, hey, maybe that's just the hospital that was doing all the births back then, because I know back in my home state, there was one. If you were from Vietnam, you were born in Kafer Valley. That's just what it is. I mean, if you was born at home and they took you to the hospital, they're going to put Kafer Valley. Okay? They're going to put Kafer Valley on that paperwork. So, if you was born in the woods in Atlanta, you probably still be like, I'm a Grady baby. Everybody say that, I'm a Grady baby. I'm like, is that a flex? I'm asking because I don't know. But they said that they put it out within 5 to 8 minutes after. Okay, good. I mean, I'm not sure why they mentioned that. I guess it tells us, hey, the whole house didn't burn down, the whole car didn't burn down, because fires go fast. They go really, really, really fast. And, the person that lived in the house escaped unharmed, according to the reports. But I think the reporter had more to say about that. I found another article because the chief deputy was like, oh, he had his lights on and his sirens on while responding. I'm sorry, are we adding information that one would already assume? You said an officer is responding to help another officer, bro. We are not even. That's just assumed. His lights, his sirens are on. When a cop is rushing to get some woo, 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 light siren, why are you adding it? That's like saying he was driving, but he had his seatbelt on. Now, if you add that, we'll be like, whoa, he had his seatbelt on? Because do they wear seatbelts? Do they? Now, did he have his on? Did he? I don't know. But there was a couple of guys, because this is how it came about the story on TikTok, that they helped. And there was some discrepancy about whether or not it was reported in the news that they did help. And no, news people from out of town, the out of towners, nah, they didn't really report that. But the local news, they reported it, they interviewed it. There was another article. Of course, they didn't say still what caused it. It said it happened around 8:15 p.m. It was at the block of James P. Brawley Drive and North Avenue. And they said that the guy, he said we heard a loud crash, tires screeching, and then, boom, boom, boom. Said loud crash twice, but he said we could tell it was an accident from the sound. So we came running down the block. This is from Pitts. Now, who is Pitts? Maybe they're gonna give his name. It said the person living in the home escaped unharmed. Okay, all right. Okay, well, Pitts. So he said I started smashing the driver's side window out, away from his head, so he wouldn't get hit with the glass. And then I stuck my head inside, opened the door, and when I opened the door, this is the driver's door, he came crawling out of the car, so he was conscious. And he said I grabbed him, and then another gentleman got out of his car. He helped me drag him to safety. Man, that's so sad. And the police said that the officer is alert, conscious, breathing, and he was taken to, of course, Grady for treatment. And then I found another article because I'm trying to figure out what more information are they going to add. And this one, Deputy Charles Hampton said, he's been treated, but he really didn't say that, he had critical condition. They said that the initial officer in the original altercation was not injured, and that suspect was taken into custody. Well, what to do? Well, I'm just playing. We know. But check this out.
Atlanta police officer is recovering from critical injuries he received in a fiery crash Monday night. The officer lost control of his patrol car and slammed into a house along James P. Brawley Drive in northwest Atlanta. Fox 5's Deidre Dukes is live at the scene. Deidre, we are hearing from bystanders who pulled the officer out of the burning car and the person who lives at that house.
That's right, hearing from them, and actually during the daylight hours now, we can really see the extensive damage suffered to the rear of the home, both from the initial crash as well as from the fire. Now, that patrol car veering off the roadway, jumping the curb last night, crashing into the house, starting a fire here. Those bystanders leapt into action, rescuing that officer.
Watching the game. I heard a little rumbling, and boom, hit the house.
Mike McCreary jolted out of his chair when a police cruiser slammed into his house Monday night.
Then heard a boom. I started running.
I heard a loud crash, so I came running down the street to see what it was.
An Atlanta police patrol car halfway inside the house in the Vine City neighborhood.
The hood and the engine compartment was on fire, and there was gasoline oil underneath the car. So I looked closer, and I noticed that the officer was still in the car.
David Pitts leapt into action, freeing the injured officer from the wreckage.
The whole car was about to ignite, so I couldn't just stand there and watch the man die.
Police officials say the unidentified officer had been responding to a colleague's call for help. He was scuffling with a suspect along James P. Brawley Drive.
As he was going to the car, he had an accident, ran into the house. The house caught on fire as well as the vehicle.
So I started banging on the glass on the window, asking to see if the officer would respond, and he was unconscious. I tried to open the door, and the door was locked. So I picked up a brick, and I bust the glass out next to the side mirror so it wouldn't hit him. And then I stuck my hand inside and opened the driver's side door from the inside. When I opened it, he fell out into my arms, and some other gentlemen got out of the car, and they helped us to drag him to safety. Now we was dragging him to safety. The ammunition started going off in the car, and the whole driver's side caught on fire.
And responding fire crews were able to, as medics rushed the officer to the hospital, firefighters were able to extinguish the flames and contain the fire to this residence here before it carried over to the entirety of the building.
If something happens, 9 times out of 10, you go to the local stations and they're going to have way more details. And a lot of it is because they got ears on the ground, feet on the ground, and a lot of them themselves be on the scene. So yes, they're going to have more information. So as you can see, Not only did they get their shine, they got an interview. But I'm going to show y'all their video. Check this out.
Ain't no police. Somebody probably stole the car. Shut up. You see somebody in there? Is somebody in there? The police is in. The police in there? The police in there though? Ain't no police in there. Somebody in there? Yeah, he in there. Yeah, man, there's oil under that bitch too. That bitch leaking.
And shout out to these guys for just, going off their instinct and just helping
Hey, hold on.
and saving someone. Because, I mean, we can say that they saved him. He was not getting out, and that was a bad crash, and it ended in fire. And, our condolences to the person who lived in the house. I mean, that had to be traumatic. So hopefully he's being attended to. I would like the information on that. I'm going to be looking for it. I'm going to inquire about it to see if someone is helping him. Did he get a stable place to stay? Make sure he's eating. Are they, who owns the house? Not our business, but I'm just saying, like, are the damages going to be paid for and quickly? That sort of a thing. Plus, hey, we got a right to know. This guy crashed into someone's home. What happened? What caused this? What was going on? Because, I mean, this is his job. He's trained for it. So, what was going on? So, all of these groups that we could name, I just have to go to the Cop City website. And, they can list all the corporations that fund and own Atlanta PD. We can call them out. We can talk to them. We can inquire. We can message them, email, whatever, and let them know we need a follow-up report. You got these guys in the public, and he's just doing his job. But while doing so, hey, someone's home got crashed into. And that could have been very, very deadly. And we just want to make sure that you guys are taking care of that person and you are following up with what happened. No cover ups, because that can easily be done. Do you need a breakdown on that? Because we can do that too. However, it's too important to just, I kind of jumped this ahead of everything else I wanted to talk about. So, yeah, what happened? Atlanta PD, we need to know. We need to know facts. Like, no lies. We need to know facts. I'm just being clear on that. So, y'all tell me what y'all think. Leave your thoughts below, baby. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Trust me, you want to stick around. I got some ish coming for y'all. Okay? I'll talk more about it in another video. But until then, peace.